Hey everybody, Dario Verbanik here again with your February 2023 Niagara Region real estate update. Let's get into it. So as usual, we're going to keep the same format. We're going to do a quick summary of the Niagara Region, what's happening in real estate, take a closer look at some of the markets, see what's going on in the last couple of months. Things are starting to change a little bit, which is very interesting. I'm going to tell you what I'm hearing from other agents, sort of a spoiler alert, things have changed, and then we're going to look at an opportunity in the Niagara Region. So first of all, the spring market is here. There's no doubt about it. Everyone agrees things are picking up, not only in terms of listings, but in terms of sale prices. Conditions are changing. It's really starting to happen. We alluded to this last month, and we said sort of something's happening. We're not really sure. And here we are 1 month later, and the spring market is in full swing. The number of listings is up. The average days on market has slightly decreased. And the interesting thing is home values are holding steady. So even though the spring market is here and more inventory is happening, we don't see any sort of large decrease in the sale price of these homes. So as usual, we're going to take a look at cities on the right side of this red line. They're just generally better for investing, and that's kind of my specialty. So what we're going to do is just quickly go through these. If you're interested in a particular market, please feel free to pause the video to look at them. The one sort of consistent thing, and this is, obviously a strange time to be exactly 1 year from the peak of last year's crazy market, but the number of sales is generally lower. The HPI benchmark, which is kind of like an apples to apples comparison of certain homes, that's much lower because, again, that was a ridiculous peak. In a lot of ways, you should almost ignore that simply because it was so much of an outlier. It's just not going to happen again. Excuse me. The one thing you will notice when you see the January to February numbers, a lot of places the days on market is starting to be lower than just last month, which tells you that things are picking up. So here's what I'm hearing from other realtors. The first thing is showings are up big time. I had one realtor actually say to me that they weren't able to fit people in to actually get a showing because the entire day was booked, which is incredible, especially considering that it's February, not the traditional March-April market. But showings are definitely up. Bidding wars are happening. From what I'm hearing, it's generally more in the Hamilton, Burlington area, but I have heard of a couple in St. Catharines that have happened. I have offers that have been given on the first day of a listing, so things are definitely picking up, which means that you can't really take any condition and put it in there. You have to be a little bit more strategic. What's important to you? What's a must-have? What's something we could maybe do without? So it's definitely starting to change. It isn't going crazy in terms of sale prices, which is good for everybody, but conditions aren't as favorable as maybe a month ago. So opportunities in the Niagara region. This month, we're going to focus on St. Catharines and a company called Hovercraft. Now, this has been in the works for a few years. They just got the approvals a few months ago, and they just announced that they're going to start service in early 2024. As of now, it looks like it's going to be about $50 to $60 round trip. And that includes shuttle buses to major sort of places in different cities. Over here, it's leaving from Ontario Place in Toronto, and about 30 minutes later, it arrives in Port Weller in St. Catharines. For those of you who are not familiar with Port Weller, it's kind of where the Welland Canal is, and Niagara-on-the-Lake meets St. Catharines to a certain extent. But 30 minutes downtown Toronto to Port Weller. From what I understand, this is the only spot they're going to be going to in the Niagara region. So if you are looking for a home in the north end of St. Catharines, a service like this just generates more traffic, more interest, and is likely to lead to a better housing situation, a better house price. So for property values, the Port Weller area, which is already in the best part of St. Catharines in the north end, excuse me, looks like it's going to get even better. As always, you have any questions, comments you want to sort of clarify, or ask any questions that you might have, please feel free to reach out. My name is Dario. You can get a hold of me on Instagram or email directly. And until next month's update, thanks for listening.